So after learning these applications, the very first application that you learn is electric field due to a line charge distribution. So I have 5 examples, I would say 5 applications of the concept of that electric field due to a line charge distribution that I'll be discussing with you. So I'm just making you recall that you just learned that in case if you have a line charge distribution with a line charge density lambda and you're looking for the electric field at a point P at a distance r, the electric field is 1 by 2 pi epsilon naught lambda by r. Now the first question, which says find the magnitude of electric field at a point 4 centimeter away from a line charge of density 2 into 10 to the power minus 6 coulomb per meter. So in the first question we have a linear charge density which is given as 2 into 10 to the power minus 6 coulomb per meter, and we want electric field at a distance 4 centimeter from it. So electric field will be 1 by 2 pi epsilon naught lambda by r. So 1 by 2 pi epsilon naught will be double of 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. So it will be 2 into 9 into 10 to the power 9. And lambda, the linear charge density, is 2 to 10 to the power minus 6 and r is 4 centimeter. So thus, as a result, I am getting the electric field, and which is 9 into 10 to the power 5 Newton per coulomb. So this is question number 1. The concept that we just learned, it is directly on the basis of that. Have a look at question number 2. It is the next step. Question number 2 says there are 2 long straight parallel wires, each carry charges or charge density, linear charge density lambda 1 and lambda 2 per unit length. So you have here a wire 1. This is wire 1. And wire 1 has linear charge density lambda 1. This is charge per unit length. Similarly, you assume there is another wire which is wire 2. And this wire 2 has a linear charge density lambda 2. So there are 2 different wires. They both have different linear charge densities. And they are separated by d. The separation between them is d. The axis of them would be here as well as would be here. The separation between them, the separation between their axes is d. Find the magnitude of force exerted on unit length of 1 due to the charge on other. Force exerted on unit length of 1 due to the charge on other. So just imagine that this side I have, over here I have a charge density lambda 2. In fact, if somebody will provide electric field on this, because no wire will have electric field on its own surface due to its own charge. So if somebody will provide electric field to this, it is wire 2, and it will be 1 by 2 pi epsilon naught lambda 2 by d. Similarly, if another wire, or if some source of charge will provide electric field on the wire 2, it is wire 1. And this electric field here will be 1 by 2 pi epsilon naught lambda 1 by r, or lambda 1 by d. So here you are getting electric field due to charge here, and here you are getting electric field due to charge here. E2 is due to charge lambda 2 or charge density lambda 2. Now question is, what is force per unit length? So when I say force per unit length would be Q in unit length, the charge is lambda 1. Lambda 1 is what? Charge per unit length into E2. So force per unit length will be 1 by 2 pi epsilon naught lambda 1 lambda 2 by d. Similarly, if I say what is force per unit length here? F1. So F1 will be, if I call it F1, let's call it F2. So F2 will be lambda 2 into E1. It is again 1 by 2 pi epsilon naught lambda 1 lambda 2 by d. Thus this is force per unit length on both the wires. Remember, the charge on the wire itself will not provide electric field on its own. If anyone is providing electric field on the wire 1, it is only due to the charge on wire 2. Similarly, if anyone is providing electric field on wire 2, it is due to the charge on wire 1. Now question number 3 is another interesting question. An electric dipole consists of charges plus minus 2 into 10 to the power minus 8 coulomb separated by a distance of 2 millimeter. It is placed near a long line charge of density 4 into 10 to the power minus 4 coulomb per meter. So here you have a long line charge and it has a linear charge density 4 into 10 to the power minus 4 coulomb per meter. So you have infinitely long wire which is having a linear charge density 4 into 10 to the power minus 4 coulomb per meter, and over here you have an electric dipole. The electric dipole has its negative charge minus 2 into 10 to the power minus 8 coulomb placed. This negative charge is placed 2 centimeter from here, and this electric dipole has a positive charge plus 2 into 10 to the power minus 8 coulomb, and this is placed 2 millimeter further. This is placed 2 millimeter further from here. So I can say this is point A and this is point B. This is charge A and this is charge B. Question is, calculate the force acting on the dipole. So I would say that due to this line charge, there is going to be an electric field here. I call it E1 because it is 2 centimeter apart. And due to this line charge distribution, there is a different electric field here. I will call it E2. And this E2 would be 2 centimeter and then 2 millimeter further. So 2.2 centimeter apart from this line charge. So if I say how much is E1, the electric field at A, so your value will be 1 by 2 pi epsilon naught lambda by 2 centimeter. And if I say how much is E2 at the electric field at B, so it will be 1 by 2 pi epsilon naught lambda by 2.2 centimeter. And thus, if we are looking for the force on A, electric field is towards right, so it will experience a force here opposite to the electric field. And if we are looking for the force on B, the electric field and positive charge, they will experience the force in the same direction. So force on A will be 1 by 2 pi epsilon naught into lambda 4 into 10 to the power minus 4 divided by 2 into 10 to the power minus 2. This is electric field into 2 into 10 to the power minus 8 coulomb. I am not putting unit here. Similarly, force on B will be 1 by 2 pi epsilon naught 4 into 10 to the power minus 4 divided by 2.2 into 10 to the power minus 2 into 2 into 10 to the power minus 8 Newton. So the value of FA, comes out to be 7.2 Newton and it is towards left. The value of FB comes out to be 2.2 into 10 to the power minus 2 is 6.5 Newton and it is towards right. So if we are looking for the net force, it will be FA minus FB, or it is 0.7 Newton and it is towards the line charge. So there will be a net force in this direction towards the line charge. So simple question, a combination of electric field due to a line charge distribution and the concept of electric dipole. Now we can have a look at question number 4. This is another important question, interesting question. Here we are told there is a long cylindrical wire which carries a positive charge of linear density 2 into 10 to the power minus 8 coulomb per meter. So you have a long cylindrical wire and this long cylindrical wire has a linear charge density 2 into 10 to the power minus 8 coulomb per meter. So obviously it will provide electric field around. An electron is revolving around it in a circular path under the influence of attractive electrostatic force. So there is an electron which revolves around it under the influence of electrostatic attractive force. Find the kinetic energy of the electron. So just imagine that this positively charged rod would provide an electric field here and it's a negative charge. So there will be an electric force which is EE in the inward direction. So if I say what is electric force, what is electrostatic force? So electrostatic force in this arrangement will be EE and electrostatic force on this electron will be E into 1 by 2 pi epsilon naught lambda by R. So it is going to experience an electrostatic force, but will this electron come inward towards the line charge due to this electrostatic force? Answer is no, because if the electron is revolving with a speed say v, then it is having an either we say the electrostatic force will provide necessary centripetal force to rotate, or we say the electrostatic force will balance the centrifugal force. So we can say the electrostatic force balance the centrifugal force. So we can say 1 by 2 pi epsilon naught lambda E by R is equal to mv square by R. R gets cancelled independent of radius, but we are interested in find the kinetic energy of the electron. So for kinetic energy I should write 1 by 2 of 1 by 2 pi epsilon naught lambda E, which is equal to half mv square, which will be the kinetic energy. So I can get kinetic energy of the electron is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught lambda E, and let's put the value 9 into 10 to the power 9 and linear charge density 2 into 10 to the power minus 8 and charge 1.6 10 to the power minus 19. So the kinetic energy is 2.88 10 to the power minus 17 joules. So we can calculate the kinetic energy of electron revolving around this rod. So, if you can recall, earlier it was a rod and electric dipole, and this time it is a rod and electron is revolving around it. So, different applications we are looking into.